It's a new year, everyone. Welcome to Harbor Station in tropical uptown St. John. Your Riptide are squaring up against the Moncton Magic tonight. For Moncton Magic, starting at number 10, we have Al Stewart. Number 12, Harold Anderson. Number 13, Terry Thomas. Number 21, Jeremy Williams. And number 41, Anthony Cox. Moncton is coached by Joe Salerno. Tonight's officials for the game are J.P. Richard, Spencer Duffy, and Danny Patterson. And the team's physiotherapist from LifeMark Physiotherapy is Kathy Simon.
It has been said that hard work beats talent, and talent doesn't work hard. We believe to even know talent, to embrace talent, to place our faith in talent is a luxury we cannot afford. Talent is the tempter of persistence and consistency, the great deceiver of success. We believe we eat only what we grow. We don't work, we don't eat. We get our diamonds out the dirt. For hard work, there is no substitute. No magic beans to be planted, no apps to download. For our family, our only mission is to work hard, to work smart, to work together for each other. Because anything worth having is worth working for. Ride the wave.
Here he comes, leading the junior Riptide. It's Lil Rip. And now let's get loud for your 2017-2018 St. John Riptide. Wearing number 25, Gabe Freeman. Number 1, Brian Addison. Number 6, Kenny Otieno. Number 12, Aaron Redpath. 34, Joel Dondondo. And number 6, Marvin Benny.
Switch.
All right, give it up for your starting 5 from Pasadena, California, wearing number 4. You know him as the Gingerbread Man, Horace Wormley. Number 23 comes to us from Valley Stream, New York. It's 6'3", Jeremiah Morty. At 6'10", he's from Pasadena, California. Number 0, Anthony Stover. He wears number 32, but you can call him Mo, Marique Isom. And from Midland, Texas, at 6'6", it's number 33, Malcolm Miller. The Riptide are coached by Nelson Taroba. Assistant coaches are Ryan Thompson and Alan Rivers-Bowerman. And now please rise, remove your hats, and join us for the singing of the national anthem, as led by Peyton Kirkpatrick.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command, quand ton bras porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
To our house and pushes us around. It's your game. Let's do it.
Okay, folks, welcome to St. John, New Brunswick, where the visiting Moncton Magic come in with a record of 7 wins, 7 losses, are in town to take on the St. John Riptide with a record of 5 wins, 6 losses. Started off the season with 3 wins in a row, been few and far between since then, and looking to get things back on track. Now this Atlantic Division rivalry played to a 1-point win for the Riptide in their last meeting, and that was at Moncton on December 29th. Always a highly talented, highly competitive game when these two teams play. So folks, fasten your seatbelts, get ready for a good one. In the broadcast booth with me tonight, Hazen Merchant as always, and my son Zach Atkinson. Guys, welcome to the broadcast booth. Hope we have as exciting game as we did here last time, and as exciting game last time these two teams met in Moncton. We battled down to a 1-point game, which saw Marique Isom nail 3 free throws and fouled on a 3, which ended up being the game winners of that game. It was back and forth. Horace Wormley had a 24-point game, 9-rebound game. And on the other side, Terry Thomas with a 40-point game in that game. So look for a battle here tonight.
Yeah, it's not going to be no easy one, Stacey.
You know, and as always, guys, it's a blast to watch AA play. We watched them for many years here in St. John uniform. Unfortunately, in a Moncton uniform now, but good for Moncton, I will say. And always excited to see him play. Yeah, we'd love him to be here, but it's still nice to watch the skills that he has on the floor.
Oh, for sure.
And the professionalism that he shows on the floor. And definitely excited here for this one. Yeah, Stover wins the tap, but Riptide don't control the ball. And AA with a with a mismatch with Isom, that taller guard. I guess it doesn't matter who switches on him. He's gonna get to the rim, knock it down.
AA right where he leaves off. He usually gets that first basket when he's with St. John.
Yeah. And high screen roll from Stover to the rim. No go on that one. Marique Isom starting lineup tonight. Down to 2 on the shot clock. The entire crowd screaming, shoot the basketball. And as with every single game they play, Hazen, it's a 2 minutes, 3 minutes sometimes before they get that first basket. You know, and sometimes, that I've said before, I can chalk that up to a not very intense warm-up.
That's right, yeah.
You know, when the warm-up's over, nobody's sweating. So it's going to take them a couple minutes to get into this game and get a sweat going, get warmed up, and for somebody to make a shot. As Al Stewart knocks down a 3 on the other end. Quick 5-0 lead here for this Moncton Magic team. Rivalry, Hazen, definitely.
For sure.
Especially only being an hour apart, hour and 15 minutes apart. Same division, so you're going to play each other 7 or 8 times every single season. So it can build.
The 506 rivalry.
Well, you know, the last game Moncton played was that game on the 29th when the Riptide were in town. So 2 games in a row for them playing the same opponent.
One very key thing here tonight for the Moncton Magic, they're without Coach Joe Salerno.
Yeah, Salerno serving that 1-game suspension. Will be back on the bench for them next game. But Jor has pretty strict orders in with his assistant coach, who is the head man on the bench there tonight. And good deed. Marique Ison's the body in front of the basketball, and Stover is going to plug the key up tonight. And Vinny with absolutely zero chance of getting that shot off, attacks the rim. Sometimes, you know, you look up guys and it's 1-on-2. You maybe want to slow it down, wait for some guys to get down the floor. Good kick out, double teaming in the post, contested jump shot, and box out. Stover doing a good job boxing out. You get the foul. You get the over the back call if you're making contact, if you're boxing out. If you look at it as just a jump ball rebound, you're not going to get that over the back call. And Isom for 3, off the mark, but Stover inside. And 2 quick fouls on number 41, Anthony Cox. I didn't say, you know, kind of questionable on both ends of the floor, really. That the over the back, I thought, well, it wasn't really, but reward Stover for boxing out. And referee right there said he had a hold of Stover's arm.
And Stover noticing that right away. He pointed, that's 2 fouls for him.
Still lots of time. Reset on that shot clock.
There it is.
There's a Marique Isom we've been missing the first 3 games of the season. I thought, wow, this is not gonna be long. This kid's gonna be in the starting lineup, and has kind of cooled off for 4 or 5 games in a row. And yeah, you're right. Here he is in the starting lineup tonight, and he knocks down an early 3. A mishandle by Wormley there, and a little backcourt violation.
And don't forget to pick up your 50-50 tickets in support of the United Way on the concourse.
And Terry Thomas, a little step back off the mark. Hey, just knocked one down. Why not find him again, right? Isom off the mark. I'm just noticing, too, I thought Marique's shot that he made was a 3-pointer. They'll only get 2 on the board. Did you notice the referee's not signaling?
No, I didn't at all, nope.
And Isom to the rack. Couldn't get anything going there. And Stover with another box out, gets another over the back call.
Don't forget to use the hashtag #WideAwake for all your Riptide social media posts.
Guys, so far, Zach, first four and a half minutes gone by. This Riptide team doing a great job not letting anybody in the paint or get to that rim. Contested jump shots is all they've been letting this Moncton team have so far.
But Stover makes such a presence. Jump post by Miller.
Nice little finger roll away from Malcolm Miller.
Yeah, you're right. Stover's going to guard a non-shooter. That way he can sag off, he can plug that key up. You know, he's there, he's a presence. I've always said, all the years I've coached, Zach, you've heard me say, coaching you before, if we show a hole, they're going to drive to that hole. If you plug that hole, they're gonna take a look. You can always go by your man. Any offensive player has the advantage. You can, jab left or jab right, go by your man. It's the help defense you worry about. Just like this, Wormley looks up and says, there's nobody in the key. I'm gonna drive into the paint. You plug somebody in the key there, Wormley thinks twice, maybe pass the ball around, or you force a contested jump shot. So count the basket, goal defensive interference, and Wormley to the line for one. Yeah, that'll be Al Stewart's first foul. I heard a bunch of noisemakers going off on that free throw. Must be some Moncton fans here being so close.
Yep, I'd say.
But always welcome.
Oh, for sure.
That's just more money at our gate.
Seems a little quiet back there, though, Stacy. I think we're missing one of our usual ones that make the drive down. Don and Marlene Robertson. They're not here tonight. You can always hear Marlene cheering.
And Stover 6 minutes on. He'll take a rest, and Gabe Freeman into the game for Stover.
Brian Addison checks in.
Yep.
And for Moncton, we got Corey Allman and Brent Jennings.
And good ball movement, Riptide. Gabe for three, off the mark, and here comes Terry Thomas. 24 points a game, Terry Thomas. And Miller says, I'll take this one myself. You know, if you look, the defender's got his hands down by his waist. He's giving you a free shot. And again, a contested jump shot, box out. But unfortunately, on the other end, it's contested jump shots. As Terry Thomas says, I'm gonna knock this jump shot down.
There's Corey Allman there.
Or sorry, Corey Allman.
That is a good sign for Moncton when Corey Allman starts hitting. He gets so hot there that he can just throw them at the rim and they go in.
Well, 21 minutes a game. He's averaging 11 points. Corey is. He's always been a pretty consistent scorer. Not 2 points one game, 20 another. He's always any games I've watched anyway. He's always right around his average. So.
Except for a couple games, 2 games ago, Stacy, during 36 there on PEI.
Well, he's not going to be under his average, that's for sure. And early in the season, those 36 and 40-point games, they get your average up in a hurry.
You're right, yep.
All right, folks, back to action here. 11-7, early Moncton lead. Just a hair over 5 minutes ago here in the first quarter. And so far, guys, it's been a game of who can make a jump shot. And as I say that, Freeman to the rim, couldn't get it to go. And good low post defense, Zach. Gabe Freeman denying that post touch. What I like about Gabe, guys, he plays defense before his player gets the ball. He plays it. He starts playing tough before his man gets the basketball. Less chance of them.
As a post defender, you have to. You can't just let that post player walk through the lane.
No,
sit, get the basketball. You need to push him, make him get the basketball where he's not comfortable getting it.
And Addison. Shoots at 20 feet in the air, drops through. Rim 10 feet in the air. Boise's got some mark.
I don't know about you two, but you guys notice the shoes on Corey Allman? Them things are shiny.
Oh, they stand out.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was the first night he broke them things out against the Island Storm. He drained 36 with them.
Yeah, his new favorite shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fitting good.
And Terry Thomas off the mark. It's a little lean. I've noticed the last couple games. You watch Miller and Isom shoot. They shoot exactly the same every single three they take. And Gabe's got a two or sometimes three different ways of shooting that. And I think they're calling. They're not giving him the three. I think they're giving it a tip in. I think probably wait for a dead ball. They'll get together and talk about that last shot.
They're not going to give him a three. I don't know if that's not basket interference.
Well, if it's on the rim, you can touch it. So as long as it's not in that,
not as an offensive player.
Yeah, if as long as it's not in the cylinder, if it's coming off the rim or sitting on the rim, you can jump up and touch it.
I'm not sure if that wasn't in the cylinder.
Well, I think that's what they're discussing right now. Is if it was in the cylinder, there's no basket at all. If it's coming out and they feel it was tipped, then it's just the rebounder that gets those 2 points.
Saying it come off the rim and he tipped it in.
Yeah, said it was a tip in. So
good play.
I'm not sure who got credit for the tip in, but
it would have been Brent Jennings, but it should have been put towards Terry Thomas.
Well, I think Terry Thomas shot the three, didn't he?
No, it was Corey Allman.
Corey Allman.
Yeah.
And you think Terry Thomas
tipped it in? I think.
Yep. Yeah. And it went towards Brent Jennings.
Addison.
And Morty in there for an offensive rebound. Couldn't get it. Yeah, we can go over the backboard as long as it doesn't hit anything. And that it did. And Gabe off the mark. So many spots on the floor he can score from. We've talked before. He can post you up, he can short corner you, he can knock that three down or drive to the lane. And Thomas off the mark for 3. Riptide dodged the bullet there, guys.
Yeah, that's not normally a shot that Terry Thomas will miss.
And Wormley, nice little move. Use your body, shoulder the guy out of the way, and knock that down with the left hand.
Just you were saying there before, Stacy, you didn't know if you see Benny play here at home, but he's getting ready set to check in here.
Yeah, it'll be good to see him. And Brent Jennings knocks down a nice little post. Kept it simple down there in the post, and he's just drop step middle, half hook. The game's easy when you do things a simple way. And talk about making it look easy.
Anderson gets to the rim. Anderson looks to be in the best shape I think I've seen him.
Well, he's still 25 years old.
Yeah.
Plays like he is.
Yeah.
He definitely looks like he is and plays like he is. And good post defense there, Allman, and looking like he was going to probably save that basketball down in a fast break, so Freeman commits a foul. Just picks up his second foul. And bending into the game for Wormley, giving him a rest.
Good hands by Gabe.
Yeah, it's daring though when you've got 2. There he goes.
Oh, nice clean up there from Aaron Redpath.
Looks like Freeman's was going in, a little backboard shake there. Somebody in a follow through with that block and rattled out, but good hustle from Redpath.
I'm going to say Corey Allman's going to take this last shot. Well, I think
Redpath
thought about it, but I seen him point to double A there and tell me one more, but.
Well, you get bottled up in a double team. When there's 5 seconds left, you don't double team the ball handler. When there's 2 to 3 seconds left, you double team the ball handler out on the wing because he doesn't have enough time to pass the ball and get that shot off. So
that's right.
He's thinking he's gonna force that up under lots of pressure. So, folks, there you have it. 19-13, end of the first quarter. Only 13 points put on the board here by this Riptide team, but not totally different lineup here tonight, but much different than what it has been. No Gabe Freeman in the starting lineup. We got Marique Isom in there.
Jeremiah Morty.
Jeremiah Morty's already started tonight, and so different look, little different combination. So you gotta expect that. But defensively, you're not unhappy with giving up 19 points.
No, that's right.
So if you can hold a team in this league back to 19 points a quarter, you're going to win the championship.
Well, you're gonna think you're only gonna score 13 points in a quarter, but you're only gonna be down 6.
Right.
That's pretty good.
You probably weren't thinking you're going to hold them to 19 and be down
15,
6.
16 points.
Yeah. Like you said, you don't get things going offensively with only 13 points in a quarter. You're going to rely on your defense, and so far we're liking what we're seeing on the defensive end. Contested jump shots, not many getting to the rim at all. There's only about 6 points in the paint.
Maybe one
couple
offensive
drives.
rebound.
Double A with the drive. We had a post up from Jennings that scored that little left hand half hook and. Well, both teams scoring low. We have noticed the temperature in this Harbor Station here is pretty cold down here, floor level. Hazen's been whining here, folks, a couple times.
Well, yeah.
Seems like somebody's got a door open somewhere.
I see Gabe Freeman's got 2 pairs of socks on. They must be real cold.
But it is pretty cool here down floor level. It is a nice hockey arena. Not sure why this Harbor Station doesn't crank the heat up for basketball games, so the fans are comfortable and the players can be comfortable, but
don't want the ice to melt.
They play through it. And Addison off the mark, and Vinny with the extra effort there almost comes up with that offensive rebound, but it will be Moncton ball. And good hustle, Redpath.
I like the way Corey Allen's thinking. If I keep throwing it at it, it's gotta fall in.
Well, you can't score points if you're not shooting. Zach is telling you.
If you're a shooter, you gotta have that shooter's mentality. Just
tell Zach in high school, just don't pass the ball, you won't turn it over.
Yeah, that's right.
Keep shooting the ball.
Seeing Corey look at his right hand then after he shot that didn't go in, he's wondering what happened.
Yeah, it's like the old baseball player. Look at your glove when you miss the ball. I think you got a hole in it. Then we get a contact on that three, but no call.
Addison offensive rebound.
And Freeman off the mark. Good pass from Addison. And just like that, 2 points you don't get, 2 points they get, 4-point swing, 21-13, Moncton. Just a minute gone into this second quarter. That's what I like.
2 easy ones for Miller.
That's what I like to see Miller doing. 6'6", he's that perfect size at the pro level, as that 3-guard or a 2-guard, slashing, driving. And it's a tough matchup for any defender. It's kind of a catch in a Zach. You've got to be probably 6'4" to defend a guy that quick. Most guys at that position are going to be 6'4", 6'5". He's a full 6'6" in there, and he's a tough cover out on the wing.
The hands by Vinny.
Yeah, Vinny double team down low. And there's Gabe off the mark. Just like I was talking about a few different ways he shoots that three, and that one in particular was he's leaning backwards as he's shooting that three, and it flattens. You watch his arc; he gets about 2 or 3 feet less of arc on that 3-point shot.
I was saying, Corey Elm throws it enough at it, it's going to go in.
Definitely.
And he gets one to ball. Brian Addison, another 20-foot shot in the air. Gets it to hit the mesh.
Whoa. And good defense again up top. And Marvin Binney finds a wide open Redpath who lets it go. Knocks it down and was fouled. Right there beside the official. He wasn't missing that one.
Nice steal there from Marvin Binney.
All right, guys, I do like the output, the 3-point output tonight. I do like that. Not knocking them down consistently. We made a few, but just haven't gotten anything to go in the paint yet. A lot of drives, a lot of post-ups inside, and Moncton defending well inside the paint.
And Redpath makes that a 4-point play.
That's a big swing. And that was set up nice by Al Stewart.
Terrell Baines makes no mistake.
It's the little things that Al Stewart does that don't go in the scorebook and whatnot. It's the
Addison.
He drew that play before. Al Stewart, he draws that double team to get his shooter open, knocks it down. Again, draws a double team, gets a wide open Jennings. Oh, and Miller skies for the rebound. That's a man's rebound there.
You're right. Just hooked it.
That is that tough.
They're going to leave him standing there wide open.
I don't think they left him. He set that up with that right foot jab step and little step back dribble, and he looked, and the guy was on his heel. Hey, he's dead in the water. But you know, we were just talking about that's a tough cover for the defender. That 6'6" with quickness out on the wing and can shoot the basketball. You have to respect his drive. You have to respect that three-point shot. Maybe 6'7" with that hair, Zach. And we get a hold inside by Binney.
Give him some encouragement, St. John.
And Terrell Baines just a 58% free throw shooter. So you know, anything for sure inside, you maybe want to put him on the line for a
Good
couple.
foul.
That's Brent Jennings, though.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at Baines' free throw percentage, 58. Jennings, 60% free throw. So 2% difference.
Yep.
Now we'll behind the back, got a little fancy, and couldn't get to go. Here come the Riptide. Love seeing them run. Love seeing that guy run, especially. He's got more athleticism than people give him credit for.
Yep, for sure.
He started the season knocking down 3 after 3 after 3, and we're like, you know, everybody you talk to, wow, great, we got a great three-point shooter this year in Miller. That kid can go to the rim too. He can run the break. He can handle the ball. Aaron Redpath steps into a 3 and bang, just like that. And that forces a Moncton timeout. The St. John Riptide team on a bit of a run, and we talked last game, they need to shoot more threes.
Wow.
Their output from the three-point line needs to go up by about 10 a game and get back into what they were doing the first 3 games of the season that they won. And tonight, guys, they're jacking that ball.
They're doing it.
They're jacking that ball from 3. And I was telling Zach missed the first few games of the season. I said their three-point output would be like what the Golden State Warriors are doing. It's just 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. And you know, if you shoot 30 threes and you make 10, there's still 30 points you're putting on the board.
That's right.
And it's spreading the defense out. It's about 33% clip if you're making 10 for 30. You convert that over 2, so you add another 50% to that. So you're looking at 45, 46% shooting. That's if you only go 10 for 30. But it spreads the defense out. You get long rebounds, better chance of offensive rebounding. You might get 2 or 3 shots in a possession. You know, at the end of the game, you're looking at, okay, well, they shot. This is the percentage they shot from the floor, but they're not taking into account all the offensive rebounding you're getting off long rebounds, and you might have scored that possession, but you were 1 for 2.
And St. John off to a much better second quarter. They're already up 18 points in the second quarter and just less than 5 minutes to play.
And only had 13 in the whole first quarter.
Right, yeah, and just less than 5 minutes to play. So much better start to a second quarter.
Well, they're getting it done on the defensive end. They're getting it done on the defensive end, guys. You know, when you get stops, you can get out and run. And for the first time this season, I'm watching them play defense from the top of the three-point line to the center court line. That's such a crucial area to get up and pressure the basketball like Redpath's doing now. Guy, you're forcing them outside that 3 a little more. You're denying ball reversal like that. That's where you need to play defense before they get the ball. Don't let them get to where they want to get to. Already forcing the basketball out to center court. And as I'm talking, they get another turnover in between the top of that 3 and that center court. Well, Zach, I think that's what you're trying to get with your high school team now too, right? Get them playing defense above that 3-point line in that crucial area right there to just to wreak a little havoc.
First it was to get him to play defense. Now we've started a little bit.
But
now
first you had to teach him which way to go. Right?
Now we're getting better at it.
Benny draws a double, triple team, looking for, he'll travel there.
I thought he moved quite a bit.
He did. He was almost in the key when he stopped dribbling, and he ended up almost to the three-point line. But you're gonna triple team that ball, and it's up to your teammates to get themselves open. Make yourself available when you find your man triple team like that, especially if it's your man that's doing the double or triple teaming. And sometimes, guys, it's the almighty 5 seconds. 5 seconds in your head when you've got the ball and you pick your dribble up, goes a lot quicker in your head than it does with the referee's actual count. And once you get to 3, once the referee gets to 3, in your head you're almost to 5. You turn the basketball over.
That's right. Terry Thomas goes 1 for 2. As Horace Wormley checks in for Aaron Redpath. Jeremiah Morty checks in.
And you can see the quickness as Zach on Miller from the wing.
Miller's the type of guy that become your superstars. Well, not your super, but your best players because of that height, that 6'6", 6'7", can shoot, can get to the rim, can defend multiple positions. You guys like Jordan and Kobe.
He's about that size.
Yeah, that's who teams really have to focus on.
And this is what pressuring the ball does. Already a number of Moncton Magic turnovers here tonight, just because of the pressure they're putting on the basketball. It just seems more tonight than we've seen in the last 4 or 5 games. And good ball movement. Everybody making themselves available. Pass, cut, replace. Man, Addison for 3. Why not, big man? Man, Anderson gobbles down that loose ball rebound. And into the game, Clayton off the mark. Anderson doing what he does best, is getting into the body of a defender and scoring in the paint. And Addison from about 16 feet. He said, I'll knock that one down. Boy, the arc on that shot is just crazy, isn't it?
Boys, I like the way Brian Addison's playing here tonight. It's kind of reminds me of the way Addison, first time I ever seen him play, about 3 years ago, the Allen Storm. He was knocking down that shot every time.
Yeah. And you're saying, I sure do wish he was in a St. John uniform.
I remember we played them in the finals, or in the semifinals, and I was like, geez, he's hitting that down every time, about 16 feet out, and I remember saying, like, wow, I'd like to have him next year. We drafted him, and he's been here since.
Been here ever since. Now, folks at home, if you're wondering why BA is playing tonight, is because he got a 5-game suspension, but this Riptide organization is appealing it, rightfully so. All we understand is, he threw an elbow, 2-game suspension. He threw a punch, 2-game suspension. But that it was all one commotion, all one fight. It's like saying 2 players get into a fight and they both throw 10 punches. Do you give them 20-game suspension?
No.
Just because each punch is 2-game suspension?
That's right, no.
It was all the same play. It was an elbow. He got punched in the mouth. He threw a punch back. Well, you get 2-game suspension for fighting, period. I'm not sure why. So they're appealing. I'm not sure what the 5 games is all about. because it wasn't calmed down and totally broken up, and then he went at Bell and threw a punch. It was all in the same little scuffle. So appealing that, see how that goes. So while it's being appealed, like I said, he's allowed to play until they do have confirmation of exactly what his suspension is going to be. And double screen up top from Stover and Freeman.
Horace Wormley takes a hard fall to the floor.
And Benny to the rim. Oh, wide open. Just lost control of the ball, I think.
As Clayton knocks down a 3.
Well, Danny's saying a 2. Foot was on the line, but regardless, it's a wide open layup. You miss on one end, and
Gabe's going to pick up his third.
And Marique Isom checking into the game for Gabe.
Floor 11, row 1, seat 3, $25 gift card from Rocky Sports Bar.
And Williams, nice looking 3-point shot, good elevation. And Freeman says, I'm going to get one to go here. There we go. And Stover with Thomas hanging onto his back there, but referees didn't pick that up. Out of bounds off Stover's foot. And Thomas just kind of smiling at Stover going down the floor. He's like, yeah, I got you. But they missed it. And Miller running the floor. And
wow.
And just as the adjective I was looking for too was wow. You know, and Zach, you brought up Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and the list goes on for that size at the pro level. Seems that height and size seems to be the hardest size to guard at the pro level. From the wing, it's just so because you can play point guard, you can post up, you can run the floor, you can do so many things with as you know compared to a 6'10" guy or a 6'2" guy.
Right. Yeah. You do have your Shaquille O'Neals or your Russells, but they only go so far, right? They come into play when other guys have to defend other positions. But guys like Miller just, you know, they can just do it all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who's going to have the quickness to guard him from the three-point line attacking the rim? It's not going to be another 6'6" guy.
Right.
You know, he's a one in a million player with that skill set and that size.
Yes. You know, and sometimes that creates matchup problems for other teams. Now all of a sudden, you know, a guy like Isom has a different matchup than he usually would.
Right. Exactly.
Now he's going to look better.
I'd love to see, you know, we're harping on it because it is such a tough cover, and you know, Zach, you touched earlier on in the next year or two down the road, Miller is going to be that face of a franchise, and hopefully this one, you know, as he picks up more pro experience.
That'd be definitely nice to see.
Yeah, Redpath into the game for Isom. And, you know, talking about Isom, Isom's got a lot of those skills at 6'9", 6'10".
He does.
Would love to see him just get a little bit stronger and use that quickness to get himself to the rim once in a while. Don't just settle for the three-point shot. And working hard inside again is Taylor. And just as our PA announcer announces, Taylor working hard. Oh, great pass from Redpath, and Miller again with the cut. And you see him, his defender turn around, lost him for that split second. Miller comes to a hole, and Redpath finds him. Great pass. Checking Taylor got a little blood in the mouth, so has to take a substitution.
Denzel Taylor's made a huge impact to this Moncton Magic team, for being undersized. He's
strong.
Just the hustle and the work ethic.
He is, but very undersized going against someone like Anthony Stover.
Yeah, but he's going to work hard. He's going to give you 3 offensive rebounds a game, which is
that's right.
Which is big at the pro level, any level. Actually, you can give your coach, 8 or 9 rebounds a game, and 3 of those are offensive rebounds, and that's 3 extra possessions. And Redpath with all kinds of time on the shot clock. I looked up real quick, thinking it was maybe down to 1. Looked like he was maybe forcing that a bit, but no, gets it to go. He knows what he can make.
One referee says it's a 3 and the other says 2.
And we got travel out on the wing. Clayton and Riptide basketball. 43 for the Riptide, 46 for this Moncton Magic team, who are weathered a bit of a run here by this Riptide team and gained a 3-point advantage back.
Yeah, they didn't give Redpath a 3 for his.
Oh, last one was a 2. Sorry.
Referees are fighting that it's a 3.
They just gave it to him.
Well, yeah, now they're saying it's 3.
Yeah, the original call was a 3 from the referee, number 8.
And Anderson says we looked up, it's about a 7-second maybe differential. That's all I want to give this Riptide team to shoot that basketball is 7 seconds. And Wormley gathers it up, 5 seconds to go. Looking to advance that basketball. And Redpath from half court, highly contested. And we've talked before on that. AA looks up, there's about a 6.5 second differential. If he goes down the floor and shoots the ball right away, that gives this Riptide team plenty of time, 12, 13 seconds to shoot the basketball. And you give them 6 seconds by the time they gather up the basketball, there's not much of a chance of getting a good shot off, and we saw that a one-hand heave from center court. And folks, there you have it, 46-44, Moncton Magic lead. Only 13 points in the first quarter for this Riptide team, 31 in the second quarter, so looking a little better offensively. Defensively, you still like what you're giving up, Zach. 46 points and a half. This Moncton Magic team averaging about 104 points a game, so on pace for 92. You just don't want to be on pace for
more than 104.
For doubling 44 on an offensive output for this Riptide team. But anyway, folks, 14 minutes to go here before the second half starts, and we'll be back with a couple minutes to go here with some first half stats.
All right, countdown. Game starts in 3, 2, 1. Here's an easy one, guys. What jersey number is Anthony Stover? Or what number does he wear? Yeah. And which one of our players is Canadian born? And which player has garnered the nickname Miller Time? All right, here we are with our top spots. I don't know if it's Tamico or TMICHO sitting in number 1, Tiny Tina in 2, and 3rd place, Martin Dupree.
All right, guys, all the way from Quispam we have the middle school playing some scrimmage. Let's all have a warm welcome for them.
Let's hear it for Quispam Middle School, everybody.
Okay, folks, welcome back. First half stats as promised. 46-44 here. Moncton Magic lead. 19 outscored the Riptide 19-13. Sorry, first quarter, and Riptide outscored Moncton 31-27. So much better offensive output by both teams in that second quarter. A lot of things, rebounding equal. Pretty close. We won't get into that. Turnovers is 7 turnovers here for the Moncton Magic and only 3 for the Riptide. Zach and I were kind of going over that. In our heads we could remember 5.
5, yeah.
And only got them down for 3. So I would say pretty close there on the turnover part. Leading all scorers is Malcolm Miller with 13 points. Aaron Redpath, nice first half with 12 points. And Brian Addison 10. Horace Wormley with 7. For the Moncton Magic, AA, Anthony Anderson with 11 points. Corey Allman, 8. Brent Jennings, 7. Terry Thomas and Denzel Washington both with 5. From 3 for the Magic. So shooting the ball well. Not a ton of stuff getting to the rim yet, but for this Moncton Magic team, we talked about in the first quarter, and we see a bit of a turnaround in the second. In the second quarter, getting to the rim with a little more consistency and not relying on just that jump shot. Well, folks, the other night we finally got team president Scott Van Ward over to the broadcast booth. Finally got him here. Wasn't here about not even a minute, and the fight broke out, so we had to leave. So he's going to try it again tonight. He's probably saying in the next 5 minutes. In the next 5 minutes, he's going to be over, and I'm going to throw a few questions at him, let him talk for a bit, and maybe get some questions answered for you folks at home. Maybe. And we see Gabe Freeman gets a start here, second half. And we're looking at good defense here with this Riptide team. Everybody talking, good position defense. And Thomas fires up a 3. That's the 3, Zach, you're going to hit, isn't it?
A kick out 3.
A kick out 3 because your feet are already facing the basket. You're getting a pass, not from the wing, making your body sway. And Addison with that 16-footer, couldn't get it to go. We get a foul down low. Number 21, Jeremy Williams. That would be his. Waiting for it to come up on the board here. And Gabe Freeman, a little pass fake, looked the defense off, and just couldn't buy it. And great pass. That's the little things that Al Stewart does. He'll get the assist there. That'll go in the books. But
there it is now. It goes his fourth foul.
Yeah, fourth
on
foul.
Jeremy Williams.
There we go. That's maybe what Gabe needs. A couple free throws. Watch that ball go through the hoop, Zach. And get that stroke going again.
And Jeremy Williams picks up his fourth foul. Denzel Taylor checks in for him.
We're talking about Taylor in that first half. You're not losing much when you're bringing him in. So he works hard down there.
Oh, he does. Freeman goes 2 for 2.
Like I said, maybe that's what he needed. He needed watch that ball go through the hoop a couple times. Kind of a rough shooting night. Only his first 2 points of the game.
I thought that. I didn't think he scored in the second half. Can't buy a bucket.
And AA off a screen. A late hedge, but got away with it.
Down. Good save by Morty.
Whoa, Miller. Wow, he gained control and then went back court. I'm not sure of the no-call, backcourt no-call there, but Al Stewart off the mark, but gathers up his offensive rebound. He's going to try to find a wide-open guy here. And Freeman on
matchup.
Freeman on AA. And a little miscommunication there between two players, but they end up getting it. And Freeman on the break.
There we go.
Again.
There we go.
Great pass.
Freeman's got 4. It's 4 more than he had in the first half.
Well, that's sometimes free throws and layups. You see them go through the hoop, and the rest of your night becomes a better shooting night. And Thomas
tough shot.
Little step back fadeaway off 1 foot. How do you stop that? You just got to hope he misses it. And couldn't get it to go. When? Why not? You just made a couple free throws. You had seen a layup go down in. Let's take the 3. Kind of a tough backcourt, isn't it, Zach, with Al Stewart and Double A? Yeah, two true point guards on the floor. And BA, nice hands. And it's going to go upstairs. No. Double A elected to guard BA and didn't want that lob pass thrown up there. Oh, good block by Morty.
He seems to be having his hands all over that ball here.
He is, and Wormley running the floor.
Nice pass there from Malcolm Miller to find him.
Well, that was a 96-foot sprint from Horace Wormley, and he got rewarded. Wow, Terry Thomas just creating all of the contact there, and referees bailed him out. And just as I'm saying that, you can hear the fan behind me saying, you bailed him out.
He had nowhere to go.
Already picking up the foul. Thomas hit to the line.
And Brian Addison filling the referee in on the rules of the game.
There we go, St. John. Give him that same comment of encouragement.
Oh, Horace Wormley, nice extra effort. Couldn't get it to go. And Addison doing a great job there, Zach, holding his ground, not committing the foul, and forcing Thomas into a tough layup attempt. There's that matchup we talked about. You got to draw the double team, right? And
He says thank you. And Gabe Freeman's got 7.
just like all 7 here in this third quarter. Crowd always appreciating the efforts of this Riptide team when they're working hard, to diving on the floor, they're doing the extra stuff. And seems quite often they're cheering Miller on.
Yeah, he seems to do a lot of that extra.
Wow, nice. I think Addison did get a piece of that. I'm not sure it's going to go in the block department, but forced the miss from Al Stewart. Double A to the rim and gets it to go. We got a double foul. Brian Addison and
it's last call for 50
Anthony Cox.
tickets, folks. Get your 50-50 tickets while you can. Multiple locations on the upper
I believe that's 3 on Cox, 2 on Brian Addison.
Anthony Cox picking up that foul for the Magic.
And Addison from 16 feet.
Hey, see, that's the one I was just saying.
16 feet.
He loves that shot, doesn't he?
16 feet out, 20 feet high, but gets it to go down.
He does. And good post work down low. And here's Taylor again. Working hard. You know he's working hard when he snags a rebound from Freeman.
Horace Wormley picking up the arm for the Riptide.
Hey, you're watching the replay of the paddles. I wonder where they got that. They were just doing that in the football game a couple days ago.
Freeman brought him back to life.
And when we get the clock started out, Lancaster Mall, they're our community place and a proud supporter of our St. John Riptide.
Man, Morty Skies high for that rebound.
Great pass. Good trail.
Freeman's just going to leave that hand up there.
Well, you know, you sprint the 96 feet from one end to the other. You need to get rewarded. And Morty finds him, lays it in. And right back to Jennings. And Terry Thomas just so tough to guard. We talk about Miller hard to guard. Well, that's Terry Thomas, just so herky-jerky. You know, he's a good shooter. You respect his shot. You get close enough, take the shot away. He goes by you because you're too close. It's just that he's a tough cover. And VA just, that's like a layup for him. When he misses that, we just shake our head. And good defense from Morty. Takes some contact to the chest, stays strong. And no break here. You will see Gabe slow this down. Unless he finds a cutting Miller, and does.
I think he's going to need the paddle, Stacy. Shocked him twice.
Yeah, first time I saw that was I think it was the one of the college playoff football games there yesterday, and
as Al Stewart picks up his fourth foul.
And Al Stewart said, "I had the ball all the way on that one." Had all body too. And we got a timeout on the floor, folks. 59-57, Riptide taking a 2-point lead here. 5:21 to go in the third.
He's gonna rip his shirt. Look at him flexing.
And coming out of the timeout, we have Marika Isom in for Brian Addison. I'm going to give him a little rest and working hard out there for sure. And it was just, you get a timeout, you get the ball on the baseline, you set up a play, and you get a 5-second call. That's frustrating for a coach, isn't it, Zach?
Yes, it is.
And find a wide open Allman on the wing. Riptide dodged a bullet there. And working hard inside is Cox. One of the top teams in the league in offensive rebounding, and we've seen here tonight why they are. And upstairs too, Freeman, just not quite high enough. Little tip. And by Wormley with the steal. Yeah, Freeman with a pass fake, draws the defense, and finds Redpath. This is the extra effort on defense. The extra effort.
And Freeman almost had that inbound.
They slipped on the floor. We're getting him with a trip.
With a hold.
With the hold, yeah. Sometimes those 50-50 calls will go to the team that if it happens right in front of a team's bench, it'll kind of go their way. Same thing could have happened at the other end of the floor. It might have been a no call. I wasn't sure what the contact there was, Zach. You?
Well, sometimes you protect the offensive player.
You do. You have to. Now, I'd like to see a couple of times this game now as the ball handler is coming down the lane. I'm watching Isom back up, so he's almost standing underneath the rim. He's going to come forward outside of that restricted area and meet that ball handler.
Up fake by Freeman.
Meet that dribble drive and not wait last resort, just try to block the shot.
So, prizes, guys.
Anthony Cox picks up his 4th foul. Denzel Taylor's going to check in for him.
Roll 11 C8. You're the winner of a $25 gift card for Rocky Sports Bar. Please claim your prize at the sound booth.
And Benny into the game for Wormley. Get a rest, get a couple-minute rest. This is Jeremiah Morty coming in.
Well, that's a rest for Miller. I think that might be his first sub since start of the game.
Well, he's leading this team in minutes per game.
Oh.
Now, wow. I've got to say that was a pretty clean block by Taylor. That's a pretty clean block by Taylor. I'll have to say they all even out. Couple shots at the line for Freeman.
Freeman back on the line, shooting 2. Denzel Taylor foul for Brooklyn.
And Gabe gets a couple to go. Good defensive squad here, guys, on the floor right now for this Riptide team. A little extra body down low by Redpath. I like him playing physical. And shot clock reset to 14. And good defense, Redpath. Magic get it right back. And there's Clayton for 3. Just short. Anyway, a semi-break here if everybody's sprinting. Yeah, Redpath just couldn't get control of the ball. And And just as we have Scott Van Wert joining us in the broadcast booth, I hear fans.
What's he know about basketball?
I hear fans just ripping him pretty good. You know what happened last time you tried this? That's what I heard from the crowd, Scott. And Scott Van Wert, welcome to the broadcast booth.
Thanks, Stacy. Hopefully I'll be here a little longer tonight.
Yeah, hopefully. I heard another fans holler out, Scott, try not to use too many big words.
Well, those must be ones that know me well.
So it's you're well liked, Scott. That's that's the main thing, and you make your way around the stadium as the games go on and talking to different people. I know you really get caught up in the game. This is why the last game was the first time we ever got you in the broadcast booth. So glad to have you. And I know you wanted to talk about a few things, Scott, and as this game's going on, and I'll let you have the microphone.
Yeah, well, I'll expand on what you said there a little bit, Stacy. You're absolutely right. We're blessed to have so many fantastic fans, and over the last year and a half, I've been lucky enough to get to know a lot of them and build some friendships and relationships with some of those people. And
as Morty knocks down a three.
As you say, I'm as big a fan as you'll probably find here for the Riptide, and I think that's why I get along with the team better. And most times when we say we want to make the team, the organization better, that means performance on the court. But Bouncy Castle and the Ship and Shore Family Zone, we added the bar on this end, we added courtside service, so it's constantly looking at the product and seeing how do we make it better for our fans, right? And I think on the floor, we've got a nice, fresh, fast team. It's exciting, and, hearing the people tonight that are in the game, enjoying it, loving it, that's what it's all about for us.
Yeah, different. You touched about the lineup on the floor tonight. We're seeing groups of guys we haven't seen yet, but what I like to the center court, at that area there it's just not being defended. There's not a lot of ball pressure. There's no hands on the hips or elbows on the hip, and guards can go wherever they want to go and run on any kind of offensive. This Magic team on pace for about 12 or 13 points less than what their average is per season. So definitely.
Not out there right now, but you got Kenny out there. You got Aaron Redpath out there. Love the game. They're enjoying every minute of this, and when you.
Well, they're giving up some rebounding right now, which maybe they're just gonna finish their defense, I guess, with some nice solid physical starters in. They're gobbling up some offensive rebounding, so
yeah,
still working hard.
It's that's unfortunately been a spot the last at least 3 or 4 games when I look at the box scores that we're probably not doing as well as we could have, and certainly we're aware of that, and there's always ways to fix some of those things, so it's certainly something we're aware of.
Hey Scott, a question I ask every year to coaches or management over the last few years as the season goes on. Is the organization happy? And saying happy, are confident that this is the roster that can win a championship, or do you think there's a couple pieces of the puzzle missing, or maybe to be added as the season goes on? Or I know it's, you don't want to put any without putting a player on the spot. We'll let the crowd quiet down behind us here first.
The rowdy gets over here.
Oh yeah.
I didn't change my seats. On fire over here. But we certainly feel like we have a lot of great pieces, right? And you look at guys that have been here for a number of years that have the experience. Look at some of the young pieces we brought in. Some of the guys that can play defense on the perimeter, some of the guys that can get hot shooting. Like we just mentioned, we need to improve a little bit on our rebounding, but we definitely feel like we have a lot of the pieces. We feel like there's probably maybe one more piece that needs to be found. It's a long season. We're only 11 games in. I guess tonight's number 12. You wait and see how some of these, especially the young guys, are going to turn out. Then you start to augment. What's your best bang for the buck if you're going to bring 1 or 2 more pieces in, right?
Yeah. Well, I've been saying, I guess we've been talking in the last few games in the broadcast booth, it would it would be really nice to get Horace a nice backup point guard. And I say, you know, when I say that, I don't mean to diss Morty or Kenny or Benny or anybody like that, but it's really not their true position. They're kind of forced to play a point guard spot when Wormley has a rest, and it's kind of, and you see when they're playing the 2-guard or the 3-guard how well they play.
Yes.
But when they're forced in that backup point guard position and to be a facilitator of the offense, to be, you know, more of a passer kind of thing, it's a different mindset. And it's not a role they're real comfortable with. So a nice little backup point guard we kind of pondering over, you know, what we can pick up. You know, it'd be nice to get Stover playing back to the way he was playing in the start of the season and a regular minutes, because you see what he does when he's in the game, right? You force the team to take contested jump shots.
Absolutely. When Stover's on his game, there's not many better 5s in this league. You know, anybody that watched that game in London, right? He was the MVP of the league in that game, right?
Yeah.
So,
wow, yeah.
Defensively, probably is the best number 5 in the league. Defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. No question. He was Defensive Player of the Year, whether that was 2 years ago or 1 year ago, however you say it, the season before this one we're at. But, yeah, no question. And we've seen lots of that this year. We've seen periods where we haven't seen it, right? And, you know, you're spot on with we do need, you know, Redpath, when you see him spot up in that wing as a 2, man, he knocks down those shots. And we've called on him to play the 1, and he hasn't complained. He's done what we asked. Marvin's been good when he's been in there. He's been a little banged up, so he's missed a few games, but he gives us a lot when he's in there. You know, and there's, you know, you're right, when we talk about 1 or 2 pieces we need, probably finding that true, sure-handed backup point guard is pretty high on that list.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, you're talking. I was going over stats today, and Aaron Redpath shooting what you want him to shoot from the 3-point line, 35, 36%. That's you know, if you get all your 3-point shooters shooting around 35 to 40%,
I would argue we haven't seen Aaron get hot yet.
Yeah.
I think towards the end of the season we're going to see that start to trend higher and higher.
And it's probably,
I see him in practice and he knocks down 15 in a row like it's nothing. And he, you know, he's had nice games for us, absolutely, and not taking anything away from what he's done. But I think there's, you know, the one thing I'd say about Aaron is right from the first day of training camp when he landed here, he's gotten better every single day.
Yeah.
And I think our fans, you know, I think you guys have probably seen that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Stacey, you've heard me talk before how much I talk good about Aaron Redpath. He's personally one of my favorite players on the team. I've watched him improve from game 1 to game 12. You know, I just love the way he moves the ball.
Yep. Well, you know, and he's always getting a big cheer from the crowd every time he subs out for the work that he just did on the floor. He's always going to work hard, as with everybody on the floor right now.
He very rarely makes mistakes. He gives you what he has, and I think one of the bigger things is he understands what he can and can't do, right? And he plays within that the system. So.
Exactly. Now, and warm-ups on the bench. You know, and I've had different fans, you know, before the game starts, you know, come over and talk to me and kind of bring up the guys with their hoods up in the warm up, or 2 or 3 guys with their hoods in the warm up, or if they're not playing, they're on the bench walking around or sitting on the bench with a hoodie on and a hood up. Now you watch JD Tisdale tonight, who's not playing. Hey, he looks good. Look, he's ready to go dancing or something. He's all dressed up. He's got a great, you know, shoes on. He's got the. I mean, that's. So to me, that's, if you're not playing, it's a professional. You want to portray that professionalism and put some nice clothes on if you're not going to be playing. And so,
yeah, no, you're right. These guys are professionals, and that's what you know. Sometimes when I talk to the fans, you have to remind them. You know, we all love these guys, right? And we come out, we cheer for them every night. At the end of the day, it is their job, right? And it's
and Morty with the extra effort we're talking about. Benny. Oh, wow.
And Malcolm Miller.
Well, we've been harping on him.
Miller time.
Scott, we've been harping on Miller the whole game, just on how at that size and that height, at the position that he plays, he is and is going to be the toughest guy in the league to guard from that position.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. He's just a natural scorer. He just has a knack for it. You know that one. He felt where the defenders were, went to that left little roll.
And Morty, I think, was his third block shot of the game.
He's working hard out there, isn't he?
He is.
He really is. I've watched him come a long way too, Scott, from game 1 to now. Like, huge difference in Jeremiah Morty.
Now, Scott, are these the best seats in the house?
These are the best seats in the house. Yeah.
Great, Stacey. Now we won't get rid of them.
Yeah. Well, we got, a lot of times the fans are right behind us are saying what we want to say, but we just can't, so we just hold the microphone back a little bit. So the crowd, the people at home can hear what they're saying. And
yeah, I know. I don't think I do very well over here for a whole game.
No, a couple more quick things, Scott. This crowd will not sit down. PA knocking out a
16-footer.
It's like a layup for him.
He's hit that all night.
The crowd stands up until the Riptide score their first basket. Almost every single game, it seems like we're all standing up for about the first 3 minutes. Hazen, 2.5, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I've got it, and I've said it in the broadcast. I've got to contribute that to the warm-up. When they're finishing the warm-up, no, there's not a bead of sweat coming off anybody, and it's just nonchalant, going real slow, and you're looking at the other end of the floor. The other team is just sprinting to half court back, and sweat's pouring off them. And I always use the analogy: you never see a boxer walk in the ring dry. He's always got that sweat on. What happens if a boxer is not warmed up? He's going to get knocked out, right? So.
Yeah, no, you're spot on both of those points, Stacey. Tonight at least, I know it was a 9-minute mark, and my 7-year-old daughter's with me tonight, and she looked at me, she said, "Daddy, my hands hurt." You take a break, honey, you're a good fan, but you're absolutely right, and it's funny. It's over that part of it's over my head. That I leave that stuff to Coach Nelson because I've never played anywhere as close to this level. And I know, when I did play, I had my own, at a much lower level, I had my own routines I went through, and how all that plays out, I leave that to Nelson and his staff. And but you're right. It's funny if I look at all the games this year. There's the trend seems to be, and it's happened at different points throughout the game. Obviously, we've had some third quarters that haven't gone very well. Tonight, I think with about 4 minutes left the first, we had 7 points. So we seem to have these dry spells, but we also seem to be able to play through them. So if we figure out how to avoid those, I think we're going to be in great shape.
For sure, yeah. If we can figure out how to avoid the dry spells, for sure, Scott, we're going to see big numbers.
So. And I know you want to get back to your seat. I don't know if your daughter's still here.
Yeah. She is. Yeah, she's with Grammy and Grampy, so she's okay. But I just want to watch the game.
So you didn't leave her alone somewhere, the 7-year-old daughter. One last question, but the most important one. How come we don't have any Riptide gear in this broadcast booth?
I wasn't going to say it, Scott.
Well, I can't put you on a.
I am cold. I've had the chills here 3 times tonight.
Well, I tell you guys, you come to every game, and every halftime, and every pregame, and even every postgame, they're up there selling stuff.
I know.
We might be able to give you a staff discount. I'm sure that's something we can. And I'll say it, very quickly. I want to thank, Hazen, both yourself, Stacey, Zach. You guys do an absolutely fantastic job. I love going back and watching the YouTube, and the job you guys do is part of that. So, all the people at home, I hope you're appreciative of these guys that come in and do this because they love the team. And make it enjoyable for everybody to watch it at home, but also, for the fans that are here to go back and watch it. So thank you guys very much for everything you do.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm going to head back after this, but before I do, I want to quickly thank all of our fans. None of this is possible without our fans. I know a lot of times, some of the decisions we make, not everybody agrees with, or not everybody necessarily understands. But I can tell you that everything we do is strategic, and it's to make this organization, this team better. And that's what we'll continue to do, is just work hard and try and make this the best team and the best organization in this league.
Yep, that's good. Good words, Scott. And you're right. A lot of people don't know what happens and goes on behind the scenes. You know, as a coach, maybe you got a player walking into practice 10 minutes late, or just not giving you 100% in the practice, and you got a game that night or a game the next day. What do? You reward them with playing time, or you got to be a coach at the same time also, right?
BA! He is fired up. He said, yeah, that's good.
He's tucking the gun away.
That's probably my cue there, but I'll answer your question before I go. You're spot on, Stacy. I mean, there's a million reasons, right? And as I mentioned earlier, what people have to keep in mind is these are their professions, right? And you know, sometimes the player is late to practice or wherever else. Sometimes they're just not feeling that well. They got the flu or just like the rest of us, right? So again, like I said, everything we're doing is trying to make this team better, trying to win, trying to make sure our fans enjoy it and they know how much we appreciate them. So even when you don't understand what we're doing, at least believe that we're doing the absolute best we can, and we're doing everything we can to make this team better.
Well, you know, you're doing a wonderful job of putting a good product on the floor, putting a good product in this arena every home game, with the stuff that goes on with the kids, like you said, the bouncy house and the fun spots and the flex cams and dance cams, and you know, it's a great family atmosphere. And you saw you got your daughter here that's 7. You look around and you look at a couple hundred kids dancing and flexing, and I don't know if they even see 1 second of the game, or they're waiting.
The energy in this building, game in, game out, is just awesome. Big hand for Brian Addison from the fans. You know, and folks, if you ain't been down to Harbor Station to catch one of these games, come on down. It's a blast. Kids have a great time. It's a great family night, and you know, we have great family pass packages, and come on out and experience some of this energy.
All right, I know I keep saying I'm going to leave, but I will leave it. I'm going to put my plug in because Hazen kind of cued me here on it. But you're absolutely right. You know, we view our competition as Cineplex, right? It's a family night out for $35. 2 adults and 2 kids can come. It's 2 hours of live entertainment. It's right from 6 o'clock when you get here and your kids can get in the bouncy castle to the end of the night. It's a great night, and come on, if you haven't tried it, you got to come out and try it. And with that, guys, I'm going to go enjoy this last 7.5 minutes. And again,
all right, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, man.
All right, folks, back to the game, and thank you, Scott Van Wart, for stopping by. And we've been trying for years to get him over to the broadcast booth. We finally got him here.
And thank you for asking that question, Stacy. I'll be warm in no time in my new hoodie.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a couple hoodies here before we leave. And as we're talking to Scott, this Riptide team playing very, very well, and 10-point lead here with about 7 to go. But as we know, in this level, plenty of time. Plenty of time.
As Anthony Cox picks up his 6th foul. That'll do it for him for the night.
And I gotta say, probably 3 of Anthony Cox's fouls I didn't think were fouls. Really, really touchy. Like just basketball plays, a lot of physicality in this game, especially at that position, and he just I think he got the raw end of the deal here tonight. They have 14 on the shot clock. Miller to Freeman. Freeman wants to post up. And spin. And does. And wow. Quick as that. Lull you to sleep a little bit with a shoulder fake to the middle, and then about 65-mile-an-hour spin dribble. Lay it in. And Al Stewart finding Thomas, who will get his required number of shots up to get his average. And Marique Isom on the wing. And wow.
Spin and shoot. And Gabe Freeman is fired up.
And that was good defense. Stuck him in the corner. Looked like he was going to get a 5-second call. Was down to 2 on the shot clock. And he wrong foots a jump shot, Zach, like the Kobe Bryant reverse spin with the get your right foot in front as you're in the air, knocks it down. And showing a replay here that gets his right foot in the air after he jumps and gets it to go.
And out of bounds off Magic. Riptide ball.
And again, wants the ball down low. We had a switch. We had Al Stewart guarding him and finds a cutting Miller.
Wow.
And
Al Stewart slipped again
and fell, and they had Isom with the foul. You know, Zach, for about a 5 or 6 minute stretch there, Benny, Morty, Redpath, and the list goes on. A great defensive team on the floor. And when some of these starters come back in, that defense and how hard they were playing is pretty contagious, isn't it?
Oh yeah. You can just take your 6th man off the bench, and just the energy that he brings can ignite,
There's Isom going to the rim.
starters.
No, exactly right. It's just the energy. It's contagious, definitely. The diving on the floor, the extra effort stuff. It's all, and you're watching Morty and Benny and Redpath and come into the game, and that's the stuff they're giving you.
You know, it'll make you play harder too, especially as a starter or as maybe one of the scorers. You miss 3-4 shots in a row, but that guy comes off the bench and grabs those offensive rebounds for you for those missed shots. It makes you want to play harder for them.
Exactly.
And that's it for Gabe.
And Gabe, the ball took a downward flight, so that tells me he got all ball. If he hit the wrist, the ball's going to go, take an upward flight, 8 to 10, 12 feet in the air. The ball directly went to the floor. That's telling me he gets all ball. I really want to hear it from this crowd.
Freeman wants a standing ovation. He's going to get it.
Great game tonight from Gabe. 0 points in the first half, 17 points here in the second half, and still 4.5 to go. But unfortunately, fouled out with 6 fouls, and
a scorer will get his points.
Yeah, definitely. You're right, Zach. A scorer will get, Corey Allman only a few points in that first half, and he's gonna come out second half and jack some shots. You're used to taking a certain amount of shots a game. It doesn't say they have to be spread out evenly throughout the 48 minutes. And nice lob pass inside to Addison. Finds a wide open Isom off the mark. Just not shooting that 3 like he was the first 3-4 games of the season, Hazen.
No, just off tonight there.
I mean, it looks good. He hasn't changed anything. Nice follow through. Get a great rotation. Great arc on the ball. And just not falling. And we've seen him have games where like 4 or 5 in a row. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh, yeah. I was kind of hoping tonight would be one of them, but Malcolm Miller just off the mark.
Al Stewart gets to the rim, and I believe Morty got him across the arm. Oh, we got Isom. So Isom with the foul. Al Stewart gets it to go. Cuts it to a 12-point game. Cut it to 11. 3:26 to go here in the fourth, folks. Plenty of time left in this game. If there was a minute and a half, that would be enough time for a comeback. So plenty of time here. Stay tuned. And it helps your cause. You get an offensive rebound. So fouls on the floor. That should be the 7th. That should be 2 shots at the line for Thomas. And it is. So Al Stewart knocks a layup down, misses a free throw. They get an offensive rebound. Now we get Terry Thomas in line for a couple potential 4-point possession.
And it was.
He does. 4-point possession. And a couple of those points with the clock stopped.
Cut the lead to 10.
Now there's Isom attacking the rim. You know, but by saying that, slowed it down a little bit and went to go off 2 feet. I just love to see him just show that pump fake, 1 dribble, 2 of the fastest steps that he can take and just get to the rim. Get to the rim. Just get above everybody, hammer that thing down, or at least sky above everybody. The least they can do is hit you on the arm, right? And we hear some horns buzzing from some Moncton fans on their free throws, and looking at like a 98% free throw shooter here. Makes a couple. I think he made his first 20 of the season.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Terry Thomas is a scorer.
23 for Terry Thomas. I thought it was a lot more than that.
Well, he only had a few in that first half, so it was
true.
I can go back and look at the stats here. First half stats. Terry Thomas had 5 points, and now 23.
Wow.
Jeremiah Morty. Now dodged the ball there, wide open Corey Allman. They're going to find a magic foul underneath.
Brent Jennings gets his 4th.
So Zach, a little different team than what you saw a couple nights ago. A little more, I think the energy maybe is better tonight.
Yeah, definitely, especially on the defensive end. I remember last game they gave up, it would have been 8, 9 layups just underneath. Nobody in help. Nobody switched. Nobody talked.
But tonight,
tonight they've all been contested jump shots, or at least someone around, someone swarming anyone down underneath.
And this Moncton team, like I said, it's a great offensive rebounding team.
Yeah.
So for the most part, finishing their defense here tonight with some good solid box outs and getting out on the break.
And we got to try to stay away from careless mistakes there.
Well,
taking a pass outside the line anyway.
Yeah. You know, you see it at the pro level. You see a lot of guys stepping on the sideline on the takeoff. jab step. I guess you teach the younger kids your jab step is 6 inches. It's a bit forward, and then with the same foot step around the defense, put the ball down. And you see a lot of the pro level, Zach, and especially in the NBA, where the jab step is behind them. It's almost like a sprinter's takeoff out of a 100-yard dash takeoff box. And they jab step where they bring that foot way behind them so they can get that push off with it. And you see them step on the sideline more times than not. Yeah, got to get that ball across, and just did. And in no hurry right now. Just a minute 10 to go. 90-79, Riptide lead. And Isom just getting that shot off only because the shot clock was running down and couldn't get it to go. But not scoring, but taking 24 seconds off the game clock, Zach.
This Magic's defense, they forced St. John to take probably 10 shots at the end of shot clocks. Now, for St. John's probably hit about 7 of those 10, which you don't normally see.
Yeah.
But great job by their defense.
And a lot of that too is they're up pressuring the ball 3/4 court or full court almost every single possession. Yep. And that's taking valuable seconds. By the time they get into an offensive set, you look up, there's only 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Yep.
So, and I've said before, in this league, you don't have to turn the team over by putting offensive ball pressure on. You just have to take valuable seconds off that shot clock and not let them get any kind of a great set.
Right.
And this crowd
is on their feet.
Is on their feet here tonight, appreciating the efforts of this Riptide team, and
Isom's still at 100% here tonight.
And even one of the fans acknowledging that I stood up. I never stood up during the game, or never stand up. Stand up, I mean.
What a team, team effort here tonight by the St. John Riptide. I mean, really not one person stands out to me. I mean, they all played very well.
Yeah, an extra effort again
by Jeremiah Morty. And Riptide ball.
And with just 16.6 to go here.
Definitely shows, Stacy, the amount of defense tonight from the St. John Riptide to hold Moncton to
82 points.
82 points when their average is 104.
104 points a game, yeah.
Right, so that's quite an improvement. And there you have it, folks. That's the game, 92-82. St. John Riptide over the Moncton Magic.
And well played, well fought game by both teams. Both teams played very hard, and Riptide fortunate tonight to come away with a victory, like Hazen said, 92-82. And folks, we're here again Friday night.
Against the Windsor Express.
Windsor Express. Excited to see, watch Stutz play. I am.
Yep.
And be the last home game for about a month.
That's right.
We're back here for a couple home games in a few days, and then won't be here for another month. So a little bit, a couple long breaks here for these Riptide fans for these home games. But so if you haven't been down to a game, get here Friday night for sure. Get a chance to see Windsor in town, and should be a great game for sure. And guys, Zach, Hazen, good job in the broadcast booth tonight. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
And folks at home, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you Friday night.